Alright guys, so today we are going to talk about the ability cartridge slot. So this is something you can unlock, I want to say, fairly onto completing the chapter story. So I believe you either clear chapter 4 or chapter 3, you start unlocking some of them. I don't exactly remember if you unlock 2 or 1 at a time or something like that, because I know by the time I complete the whole story, I was able to unlock the very last one. So what do these actually do, if you ask me? I'm just gonna say they are just your regular ability, but they have been put on steroid. All right, so simply you have your abilities and you have a lot of these different types of abilities, but when you take a look at these, they are grossly multiplied by like an exponential amount. So let's click a look and then see what we have. So this is my entire roster. So every time when you complete a quest or story, you are gonna get a drop of this. So it is pretty hectic when you are looking at this, so I would suggest maybe a way to just clean this up is every time you complete a match, a quest or story, whatever, you go through it and see which one is actually good for you and which one is not, so you can on the spot delete them, so you don't have to go through this every time you look at this. So even the filtering, which I'm going to show you guys in just a bit, are not the best. Like the filtering system in this is pretty bad because you have 3, sometimes you have 1, sometimes you have 2 abilities, and sometimes you have max ability, meaning 3 abilities, and you cannot just filter by its own. So let's say if I were to filter by this color, this over here, you're gonna get the following as well, so you're not getting a really clean filtering, so that's very unfortunate. But let's take a look at the abilities and see what we have. So the abilities are going to be represented by these. So we have 9 different abilities to grab in theory. So first one is going to be the basic type abilities. This one is going to be for the close range, long range, both the gauges. This one is just the abilities, but this one is more for the gauge type ability. This one is defense type, this one is the OP gauge, this one is the EX attack type and the gauge, and then we have the other type ability. So I'm not really gonna go through and explain every single one of these because most of them are quite self-explanatory, and then I would say I'm gonna give them a thumbs up for this one specifically, because the information page somewhat gives you an indication of what they actually do, but not really at the same time. But if they would have improved upon the informational page, it would have been really helpful. So this is kind of where I'm learning a lot of these abilities as well, because this one sometimes they do a great explanation, but sometimes they don't. So in terms of what we are going to talk about today, I'm not really going to focus on a lot of the negative numbers because negative usually means bad, so we're not really going to be taking a look at it. I have already done some homework, I did some filtering, so let's kind of take a look at some of them real quick and then see what kind of combination that you guys will most likely find. So a lot of these are really strong. This one is simply a skill cooldown reduction for OP. So this one is a minusing by 13%. So let's say your OP skill has a 4 seconds cooldown, and then you do that 4 seconds, take away that 13% of that, 13% take away that 4 seconds, you are, like, technically speaking, you can kind of get a 100% cooldown build for your OP skill. So if you stack a lot of these, for example, you are in good business. All right. And this one, what is it, the ability of the awakening gauge increase. So we have seen this already, so it's not something we need to go talked about too much about that. Iframe time step, not really too useful in my opinion. I'm just thinking I don't really use that in my build thus far, so I don't find this one to be a good ability to put on. So for this one, I'm probably not going to be using. HP capacity up by 258. I find this one very impactful because my build usually does not come with like a really big HP threshold. By adding one of these, I am effectively surviving longer than expected, and it usually bumps me up to, let's say, well over 500,000 HP. So that's technically where a good spot will be as far as, like, you know, survivability wise, so it's good. The thruster gauge capacity, not something too useful, but this one is good. The attack at low health, this one usually is good because if you are able to get to low health, you can proc this one pretty good, so not bad. Some of these over here, the expand function, they are a lot of the expand function XYZ, those are pretty good. This one is the wake up iframe. I'm not really sure what this one entails, like waking up. There are some wonky function to this, but I would probably advise people not to run these. I don't really see a lot of these to be too impactful. Just kind of I would rather save them for something else. You have a lot of these and you have a lot of these, right? So I'm just gonna quickly go through some of them over here. Like these over here for range build are pretty good. Projectile speed, a long range weapon. So this one is improving how fast you are able to reach the target. So that's obviously really helpful. I'm not sure when I say projectile speed, does it refer to only like the ballistic, not the beam, because obviously they are two different typing, but that's definitely something to further test upon. I think when I do like a range build, I will probably do something about that. But for the time being, look at it, face value is really good. And the other one is increasing the long range weapon like their gauge capacity. That is also very important. So looking at this piece of so you can definitely run this onto your build. If it's a range build specifically, this is going to be really powerful. All right. This one is also good. This one has a mix. This one is a evade instant death when in critical condition. So I'm assuming the critical condition is when you see yourself flashing in red. So if you are evading death one time, so you should probably be at 1 HP regardless or something like that. So it's good to have. If you have really poor skill, if you have bad skill issue, you can run that. This one is good as well. You have that, and this one, the attack for close range weapon, I would definitely take that for a melee build. So for now, this is definitely something that I would equip onto my build just for that. So one slot is done, so let's kind of talk about the other one as well. Unlock function, we have the evade. So this one allows you to evade on ground dodge, air dodge, and then on the brick wall. So this one is kind of a combination of a lot of these, because what you guys are gonna see, a few of these that has, let's say, the expand function for ground dodge, air dodge, but some of them are separate. While if you want this one specifically, you're getting them in 3-in-1 package. So this one is cool. Heat up, you are going to increase the enemy targeting you. That's good. And wow, check this out. The item drop quality and quantity up by 42%. So that is cool, because remember when we are doing our regular parts like your head part, body, left and right arm, you see this a lot, but they come at a very low percentage and they're usually separate by 2 different parts. So if you run one of these, in theory you can just replace any of the other one that you are running on your head, body, left and right arm. So you are essentially saving 2 slots per every part. So that is clean. We'll definitely take that. What else in here are actually interesting? Oh, take a look at this one. We have the attack cancel combo, and then whoops, is it this one that I want to talk about? Well, we can talk about this one as well, but you can see this one does increase your cancel combo. So whenever you are doing an action and then you're canceling into another one, so let's say you're doing like your basic melee attacks and then you want to use your EX skill, so whatever, or you're using EX skill, then going into your melee combo or your range hit, whatever, those are gonna get increased as well. So that's good. And then hit the max duration hit combo increase as well, 35%. What the heck? So yes, kind of get the idea of why they are actually pretty good. So I'm not sure why this one was included on this list. I'm gonna remove it. But yeah, a lot of these are really strong. Like this one, expand function, the shooting mode. So firing while standing still greatly improves ammo effects. So this one is probably going to be increased while you're standing still, you're not moving anymore. You are improving your output of that. So pretty strong for a range build specifically. So it's not bad. Reaction speed, performance. So this one is increasing the reaction time. So this one does allow you to just essentially hit faster. So pretty good, nice right there. Auto guard, and then evade instant death again. So not bad, right? Again, we found another one of these for the melee build, so that's cool. All right, that's fun. And a lot of these. So this one is separate. We saw one that is both. No, I think the one we saw was combined as well. All right. What else do we have in here? Another one for melee build. And then you guys can see a lot of these are really good for range build. You guys can see increasing the capacity again. Long range attack, the attack power for long range weapon. And then reducing the gauge cost. Those are important as well, right? These are pretty good as well. Improving the movement speed. You can definitely take that. What else are kind of strong in here, or what are useful in here that we can take a look at? This one is good as well. These are good, increasing the Hyper Trans EX, so that is essentially your Transam, your Hyper Modes, your NTD. They have a longer duration, so that's good. So I'm pretty sure you guys do get the idea of essentially how powerful they are, because the fact that you can equip up to 15 of these in here, 15 abilities up to grabs, so you can easily make your build ultra strong. Simply just rely on these. While these one, they still do give you some strong effects, but these essentially are going to giga boost whatever you're building for. For me personally, since I'm going for like a melee build, I personally would want things that goes towards like, you know, these over here, right? I'm gonna see, I believe later down on here I found some that are really strong as well. Let me kind of see. So trying to give you guys a demonstration of what I will put, for example, so you guys will have like an idea of like, all right, what you guys can use, right? This one is kind of neat. We have HP recovery on attack hits, and then close range weapon, and then cancel combo as well. So I probably snap that one onto the build. I probably need some HP as well. So if we were simply just to filter specifically on HP, let's kind of see what result we will have. Yeah, so you guys can see we are lumped with different things as well. So I think we have this one in the build, then we have this one. Oh, this one. Oh, this one is good. Movement speed performance. Okay, let me take a look at my overall build real quick. I want to see where we at. So total spec. Oh, I need reaction speed. So movement speed is not what we want. So I will take this one out and then find something else for HP. We can in theory just pack this one. This one is strong enough, but I think another one that is decently well is probably this one. So this one is the defense. So this one unlock the flinch guard when in critical condition and evade instant death when in critical condition. So this one is a 2-in-1, so we will take that. And then what else is kind of strong in here that we can use? So I think up next I want the reaction speed, so we can filter with this one and see what we will have. We have the thruster gauge, not really what we want. Reaction speed, this one is good, but do we have anything that is stronger? Something that's beefier? Oh no, that's I was gonna say if that's the reaction speed, we'll definitely take that. Reaction speed in iframe time step, not really what we want, honestly. And do we have anything else? This one's probably good for a range build. Oh, this one, I'll probably take that one. But this one is kind of counterintuitive to this one already, because we already have the evade instant death via the defense. So sometimes you don't really get the best result when you look at them, but I mean, for sacrificing one for the other, I mean, it's not bad. I'll definitely take that. And then lastly, I don't know if I can find another one that's decently good. I think that was all of them actually. 12%, that's good. I want to say that's pretty much all. So lastly, I'm gonna see if we have any better for the close range weapon, obviously, that we can use. I think I equipped that one already. We have, oh, this one is strong. Yeah, this one is really powerful. We can probably equip this one as well. So we have two that are kind of like limbo because like these two are gonna waste a slot. But then again, if I'm only sacrificing one for the other two, I mean, it's honestly not that bad. So now what we do, take a look at our overall spec. This is what we're looking at. So break duration up, direction speed, the gauge loss, that's not bad, 8% on this one. And then this one is probably useful for my missile launcher for this build specifically. So that's the build you guys are seeing on the last video that I did for the martial arts module. So this build honestly now looks pretty good. All right, 157, increased HP, so that's good, boost speed and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all to it for the ability cartridge slot. Honestly, you just don't never know what you're getting. Honestly, they just kind of do sometimes three ability, sometimes two ability, and then lump them into a slot, and then and then you try to see which one really fits for your build. But like I said again, you really want to filter out everything so you know what you have, and then make sure you do mark them so you don't have to always go through the whole slot and trying to find what are best for you. So that's kind of how I've been managing them for the time being. But other than that, that is going to be pretty much it in terms of just quickly going over the ability cartridge slots, and I'll be catching you guys on the next one.